We are live on Box Office Quarterbacks. I'm Jeff, that's Ahmed. Most importantly, look how cute Ahmed's cat is.
This is Baby
Very,
Link.
very cute.
Baby Link is making her official debut on the pod. Sophia's been made her debut on the pod. She's in the background. Yeah, we thought this was a boy, but it's not. It's a little baby
Oh,
girl.
really?
Precious baby girl. Link is androgynous enough, right?
I would say so. am a fan of The Legend of Zelda, so I really like the name Ahmed picked for his new kitten, and she is very, very cute. So we're a very cat-friendly podcast here.
Yes. We love all the animals.
Exactly. And speaking of animals, we are talking about the bear. How's that for a transition that doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things, Ahmed? The finals.
We planned this for the people that don't know. We take so much thought and care into how we start our episodes.
We really did. I didn't just create the live stream 15 minutes ago. So, yeah, we definitely had it all figured out. But yeah, Ahmed, we are talking about The Bear today. Final season dropped on Hulu about a week and a half ago at this point. And, yeah, it's hitting me still what I watched. I really loved this season. I thought it was a return to form after definitely a down season 4 or 4 was the last one, and season 3. So I feel like the energy was back here. I really loved the chaoticness of the restaurant. It wasn't like bogged down by like Carmi's love life and some other like unnecessary drama that we got in there. Really dug this season as a whole.
Yeah, it's all everything that we had seen and we had earned finally coming to a standstill. In the eye of the storm, how are they going to balance all their bullshit that they've been dealing with silently while it's showed and failed attempts before?
Yeah, and I think everybody really is on their A game here, and that's not just Carmi and Sydney. Loved Marcus and Will Poulter's character this season. Like, Will Poulter became a series regular. I think he was only supposed to be a guest star when he was on the episode where Marcus goes to Amsterdam. Really ended up loving his character a lot. And like,
he's so damn talented.
Yeah, he's
talented. We wouldn't be bugging him.
Exactly. And I love, obviously, Eben Moss Badarak's character, Richie. And I think really from the start of season 1 to the end of this series, I would say he was the character that grew the most out of any of them.
Indeed. He had the strongest character arc, and the fact that he maintained it, I think that deserves credit in and of itself, because it's easy for somebody to turn over a new leaf, but how many of them actually stick to it? And not only did he stick to it, he continued to grow, he continued to try to like better himself with the whole seeing what's in front of him, what he can touch, what he can feel. Those therapy exercises that we learn whenever we're trying to not think about the bullshit and quiet the noise. It did also leave us with a lot of questions instead of like a full kind of close. But I think that's okay, because this is the journey. We got to see the journey. We got to see how they grew and how they overcame. And if we saw that people like Richie can maintain, I'm sure that there's hope for the rest of us. The show ends on such a sweet note that we're left with something. And we don't need to know if Carmi comes back to the restaurant, if Sydney, the Michelin star ravings, all that, does that go to her head?
Yeah, I really liked how it was open ended. Like this show, it could continue if it really wanted to. Like it could be something that they pick up 5 years from now, and like the Bear picks up another Michelin star, or the Beef, which ends up being spun off into its own thing, its own ghost kitchen thing. That could be like a huge franchise in 5 years. So there are so many different ways that they could go, and I really liked how it doesn't have to have like massive consequences for a series to end. It could just end. And sometimes the simpler finales, I think, are kind of the best ones. And I think it was really back to basics this season. I loved how everything was set like pretty much over like 2 days, I think, where they were gearing up for this service after, you know, the roof collapses and there's a rainstorm, and it was a lot of chaotic energy, and it reminded me a lot of The Pit, and I think that's kind of what they were going for. It's like all of this happened over one day, and I really like the change in format this season as well.
But I would say The Pit came after The Bear, and so I think The Pit might have been taking notes from The Bear. Just saying, I haven't seen The Pit.
Yeah.
So many of my doctor friends love that show. But flowers to The Bear, flowers to people like Jeremy Allen White, brought a character like Tommy to life, where he looks visibly stressed out. And so he's like silently dealing with a bunch of bullshit, and then at the very end, he's like smiling. He's letting it go. And that was the whole point of the show, is Carmi's journey into dealing with all this stuff, and not even dealing with it. He's been pushing it to the back of his mind and just focusing on the food, and then that ended up becoming something traumatic that he had to deal with. But he wasn't dealing with either of them. He was just hurting everybody else around him. He was hurting the staff, he was hurting Claire Bear, and ultimately himself. And finally, he's like, I know what I need to do. I need to take a step back, because this shit isn't fun anymore. When was it ever fun for me? And so to have that in the eye of the storm, he's like enjoying himself, because he's like, I'm not the lead anymore. You are. And when that, are we entering spoiler territory now?
Oh yeah, we are all the way into spoilers for sure.
So Jeff and I are individuals who deal with anxiety. We both come from journalist backgrounds. There's a lot of stress and like a lot of self-doubt. But I think not being a journalist, just being in a forum, in a career where you have to be vulnerable, you have to be putting yourself out there. And that scene where Carmi drops the lamb chop and it just smashes into pieces. You can see the gears turning. And fucking Richie, is about to cook everything up by going, what the fuck did you do? That's the last thing he needs to hear. And luckily, Sydney just shuts it down. Says, no, Richie, look at me. Now's not the fucking time. And we need to hear that, where he says, hey, cousin, we got this. It took 5 seasons. 5 seasons for us to get to this. As a viewer, we can be finally satisfied with the. Still, there's that. Oh shit! But no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're here.
As beautifully said, as Ahmed always articulates these points, like it is true that when you go through a stressful career like they do in the food industry, the service industry, or journalism, like it's so easy to lose yourself into that career. And Carmi lost himself for 5 years. Him just being happy at the end of the day, and Sydney being the one in charge, really like that choice. And I love Sydney's character as well, because it was Sugar that told her, it's like, we got a captain now. Like, we have somebody who could steer the ship. Carmi was too chaotic of a person to be a captain. He kept driving them in any other which way, and I think she does fit that role a lot better. And yeah, I would say that scene stood out for me, Ahmed, with him dropping the pork chop and his team just kind of rallying around him and taking over. But like there were some other scenes that I really liked this season too. I really liked Oliver Platt this season. He was a character who is the money man at the end of the day. Really liked how you didn't know if this restaurant was going to survive at the end of the day, and it ends up surviving. And I really liked how all the stories kind of came together at the end.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought up Oliver Pratt. Is it Oliver Platt?
Platt. Oliver Platt. Yes.
So, check your finger, by the way, Jeff. The thing with Oliver Platt, he was in the movie Chef, and he plays the like bane of the main chef's existence. And so to see him kind of be in that same kind of role, where he is sort of the bad guy, but he's also the guy that fuels the sort of creative energy. It was nice to see that. He did. He was one of my favorite characters. But I still got to give it to Richie and Jeremy Allen White for like stealing the camera, stealing the scene. Just it was wild. And that scene, can we jump into favorite scenes?
Yeah, let's go favorite scenes, and we'll go rapid fire rounds. Ahmed.
Because let's let it rip.
Yeah.
So that scene where Carmy and Oliver Platt, Uncle Jimmy, they're sitting together on the bed. You finally see these two talk it out and seeing how, on the one hand, Jimmy's battling with he wasn't there enough when their dad died, and their mom was kind of, sucks. She was on the wrong side of history. And Carmy, who's just like, no, I get it, but also this and this. It was a great moment to see them talk to each other as men, not as I'm older than you, blah blah blah. You're younger than me. I'm bigger than you. I'm the one paying for this whole bullshit. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. Where are you coming out of this? And when he says, when he apologizes, that took a lot out of Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was such an asshole for like 4 seasons, and I'm happy he got there too. So
yeah. And so for that, I'm like, I give this show like final rankings. I give it all the time.
I would say so too. Like the lowest of lows of this show are still better than like the highest of highs for a lot of shows that come out these days. We've reviewed every single season, Ahmed, since this show came out, and this is just going to be one of my favorite shows of all time. I am going to also rank it up there as a Hall of Fame. Not quite the GOAT, not quite Breaking Bad level or Sopranos or whatever you want to add in, but yeah, that's what I got.
Ending, right? It's the landing as an ending where you're seeing their journey, you're seeing how they're going to be okay, and even if they're not, they're going to be okay in some other way.
Yeah. Perfect ending, I would say, for an imperfect show, for sure. But, yeah, Ahmed, I always love talking with you about movies, TV, everything. We do got a big month coming up. We have The Odyssey, which I know Ahmed is very excited about as a history buff, even though it's not really history. Also, Spider-Man. Brand New Day, where Sadie Sink is definitely playing Jean Grey. But we will review both of those for you. But yeah, anything else you want to add, Ahmed, before we get out of here?
Like and subscribe our shit.
Yeah, likewise. All right, well, I'm Jeff. That's Ahmed. Yes, that's Link. We will talk to you guys very, very soon. Have a good one. And I'm going to end the live stream late as I always do. So this